Adam, you're able to walk a little bit taller after the win the other day?
Yeah, I guess so. The vibes around the club are really good. Really good result on the weekend, and yeah, hopefully we can carry that consistency and momentum into Monday night as well. So yeah.
I think they can do a lot for your season. Is that going to spark anything, the emotion after that?
I hope so, but nothing much changes for us. I guess the weekend just showed that when we play as a team and back in our system, we can stand up against some of the best teams. So it just gives us confidence and belief in what we're doing is working, and the system's working.
The 8-day break, does that come at a good or a bad time after that?
I guess an 8-day break any time is a good time. So it gives us plenty of time to rest up and prepare for the short breaks coming up soon, I guess. So boys are feeling pretty good from the weekend, and we should be feeling pretty good on Monday night.
Hawthorn on Monday, Adam. Are they a danger side now that they seem to have found a bit of their mojo again?
I guess Hawthorn's always a danger side. They've been a strong team for quite a while now. But at the end of the day, they'll bring their best footy and we'll try to do the same. So we got a lot of confidence from last weekend, and we're back in our system again and hopefully be a good game.
Yeah, very wet conditions forecast. Do you take any learnings from the Geelong game in those miserable conditions a couple of weeks ago into Monday?
Yeah, definitely. When the wet weather footy comes, the importance of the contest and being able to win your own ball becomes just as important as any other game. So I'm sure we'll work on a bit of contested ball work and our basics, and if we do those well, then I'm pretty sure the learnings we've taken out of the previous wet games, we'll put them in place for the Hawks.
Adam, is pressure the key when it gets to wet weather footy? I mean, obviously on the weekend it's Collingwood, you were brilliant, but against Geelong it sort of dropped off a bit. Is that one thing that you really need to take into Monday?
Definitely. The ability to just cleanly pick the ball up in wet weather has such a bigger impact when it's wet. So if we're able to pressure the opposition when they win first possession and win it back, it's massive for us. And then being able to get field position from that, it really allows you to set up behind the ball and play your style of footy.
Matt Taverner was really good on the weekend and he kicked straight as well. It looks like we'll get Jesse Hogan back. Is it a good thing, or given the conditions, having that tall forward line, it probably doesn't come into, I guess, as much of an advantage given it's tall, or do you wet, or do you see it a different way?
Players like Matt Taverner are always an advantage when they're on your side, I reckon. The contested marks might not come as often in the wet weather, but if he's able to create contests and bring the ball to ground for our smalls to get to work, that's just as much as his role as it is marking it. So yeah.
So you think, obviously, with Jesse and Matt, you can expose the Hawks down there potentially?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Scoring, I guess, has been an issue prior to 2020, and now, I guess, albeit some weather been involved as well. Is it a concern that you can't generate big scores, or I suppose as long as you keep the other mob to less, is there any sort of theory behind trying to generate some more scoring?
I guess we just got to make the most of our opportunities when we go forward. That's no different to any other team. A lot of our game stems from our pressure and our defensive work, and then obviously when we go forward and get it in, we just got to make the most of it. Wet weather does make that a little bit more difficult at times to do with the skills, but I guess everyone else is in a level playing field when it's wet, so we just got to keep taking our chances.
Do you feel like you're starting to get the gist of what Justin's game plan and how he wants you to implement it?
Yeah, definitely. I think the weekend was the best we've been at in being able to stick to the game plan for 4 quarters, and it just goes to show when we stick to our system, it holds up.
The pressure acts look pretty intense. How difficult is it going to be to back that up?
No different to every week. We always go into the games with the focus of pressure. Even our small forwards, they're judged on their pressure, not on kicking goals. So we like to carry that throughout the whole team, and as long as it's a front of mind focus, I'm sure we'll be able to bring it again.
The young midfield seems to be going pretty well. How's Liam Henry tracking? Is he someone that we could potentially see coming in relatively soon?
Yeah, he's tracking really well. Obviously, with players not playing the waffle, we haven't even seen a lot of him, but in training, you can see he's pretty magical. He's got natural skill and talent, and he's going to be a really exciting player for the club.
Speaking of young players, what about Caleb Cerra and what he's doing in his first year? That?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise any of us, I don't reckon. ever since he came in the pre-season, he was dominating. And his body's already so mature for his age, and same as his footy knowledge. So it's no surprise that he's been able to take his opportunity with both hands and really have a good impact.
And having to match up on some big names as well, like how does he handle that sort of challenge? Does he enjoy it? Because you'd think it could be intimidating for a young player.
I think he thrives with the challenge. He's getting a really good opportunity playing on such good players. I'm sure he's learning a lot as well from them. But yeah, I reckon he's a very competitive person, so I reckon it gives him a little challenge on game day that can really get him going.
And just on yourself, what have you made of your season? And are you still sort of pretty fixed on wanting to become inside mid, or are you a bit more open-minded now that possibly in the future could be on the wing or somewhere else? Or?
I'm still strong-minded on. I believe I'm a midfielder, and inside mid is where I reckon I'll play my best footy in the future. But this year, we've got a lot of inside mids at the moment, and at times I've had to fill the roles, whether that's on the wing. I went half back for a couple of weeks and spent a bit of time inside as well. So for me, it's continuing to develop my game, and my strength have been quite versatile. I'm able to help the team out as well and fit into that game plan in that way. So I'll continue to work on my inside midfield work, but playing on the wing helps fill a role for the team, and I'm happy to play that and execute it to the best of my ability.
Matt Fife came back into the side. How was that for the midfield group? Can we expect him to maybe push forward like he did the other night?
It's always good having one of the best players in the comp come back into your midfield. So he also brings leadership just as much as his playing ability. So for a young midfielder, it's really nice having players like him and Dave Mundy in there as well, especially in those tight games like on the weekend. Having players like that stand up in the last quarter and in intense moments. So his strength of going forward, it's vital in our team. Creates a bit of a matchup headache for the opposition, and that's a strength that we like to utilise.
Do you have the confidence if you do play Nat more in the forward line there, that the young brigade of yourself, Caleb, Brayshaw coming through, you can still win your own amount of ball in that midfield?
Yeah, I believe we can. I think we've proven in the past when Nath's been injured that we've been able to still get wins and get the job done in there. So it's this next man in mentality. Everyone's doing the same amount of training, and we've got quite a large midfield group at the moment as well. So we saw it from Connor Blake on the weekend. Just next man in comes in and plays his role. So we've got a strong belief that anyone in there can get it done.
16th on the ladder at the moment, but is there a feeling if you can get a few on the trot that you can still make something of the season?
Definitely. I think where we're at the moment, there's a bunch of teams that are quite close on points, all the way to the 8th spot. So we've still got a few games left at home, and we can really make the most of those and take advantage of it, and just keep building momentum and backing in our system, and hopefully have a strong finish to the year.
Talking about an 8-day break, which you've enjoyed now. Some clubs are going through the 4-day break at the moment. Have you tried to put yourself in their shoes and how difficult that might be for you down the track?
It will be a challenge, but at the end of the day, all the clubs are facing that challenge, and we'll prepare for it as best we can, and I'm sure we'll be able to get up just like other teams have. But yeah, it'll be a challenge.
Adam, the injury list here has been spoken about quite a lot, and Justin has alluded to being an all of club responsibility. As players, have you changed the way you prepared or recovered, or has there been any directives to sort of try and mitigate some of the injury concerns?
I think this year the focus on recovery and rehabilitation's just as big, been massive, especially with the short breaks and spending times in hubs and whatnot. So a lot of it's on the player being disciplined with their own preparation and recovery. So every player is different in the way they do that. But yeah, it's just as big as a focus as every year though. So I guess it comes down to the player as well.